right? Activity A, activity B, right? Activity A, activity B, activity C, activity D, right? So we have to perform n number of activities. There are many activities, right? So the construction of a shopping complex in Colombo MC area, right? That is the project A. So that is activity 1, activity 2, activity A, activity B, C, like n number of activities are needed. Activity N, right? N stand for that's number of activities, right? Say it may be first we have to take permissions, right? Um, Leveling the lands, right? Digging the foundations, right? Pillars, right? So many things we have to do, right? So it's a starting. So the construction of a shopping complex in MC area, there is a definite starting date, right? Starting date.
MS තියෙන්නේ මේ රිෆාන්ට පිස්සු කන පැලන ගහන්න ඕන මුට අපලගේ ප්‍රේමයි
Starting date and also finishing date also there. Right? Definite starting and finishing. Right? It may be a 6-month project, so it may be 1-year project, maybe a 2 years project, doesn't matter. Where it should have a definite starting time and finishing time. Right? If it is a project, that should be their definite starting time and finishing time. Within this starting and finishing time, we have to do a lot of activities. These activities means required resources and time. Activities means it, whatever the things we are going to do require resources and time or a cost that we consider as activity. So there are many activities are there. Just for example, I am giving A, B, C, D, but it may be 100, 200 activities may be there, right? So all activities has to be completed, then project will be completed. Right? If you complete all the activities, define activities, then the construction of shopping complex in the MC area will be completed. So now you see that activities are the total work divided into sub activities. Total construction, the construction or building of shopping complex is the main projects. So in that work, completion work, it may be a constructing building, putting foundations, painting, plumbing, right? Plastering, right? All these activities, right? Carpentry work, roofing work, right? All these things are there. So then all these activities will take time and resources. Then if it is resources, then it's laid into the cost as well. But we can see these activities, right? There are many activities. Some activities we can do parallelly. The parallel processing are possible. Some activities we can do parallel manners, right? Some activities we have to do in a sequential ways, one after the other. Sequential manner, right? So one after the other. Some are in a parallel manner, right? So you have to observe that sometimes some activities we can do parallelly, but some activities after completing without construction work is not done, we cannot put a roof. So it is a sequence, one after the other, right? One after the other. So therefore, we have to know about if it is a project, there are many activities are involved. The relationship among these activities, some may be a sequential, some may be a parallel, right? But all should have definite starting time and finishing time. Even the activity also, sub-activities also definite starting time and definite finishing time. The project also has definite starting time and finishing time. Each and every activity is connected with this project also, definite starting time and finishing time. To denote these activities as a notations, we are using arrow mark, right? Normally we are using arrow mark to denote the activities. Say activity A, we'll draw like this, arrow mark. This is an arrow mark to denote activity, right? The name of the activities, we will normally put it like English alphabetical order. Alphabets we are using to denote the activities, right? So we normally put this activity, say this activity, if it is an activity A, the naming convention or traditions is like this, right? We will put activity like this. This is called activity A, right? This is called activity A. This is how we are normally using the notation to denote the activities. Right? Activities. Name of the activities is A. To denote the activity, we are using arrow mark. Similarly, if you want to use activity B, we put arrow mark and put A instead of A, activity B. Right? These are traditions in network analysis. To denote activity, we are using arrow mark. These arrow mark are very straight line arrow mark, not a bending or curve, right? Straight line arrow mark. Okay. I told that these activities has a relationship among themselves that may be sequential or parallel. Right? Sequential means one after the other. Parallel means same time something's happened. So every activity have definite starting and ending. Right? So that means there is a head event and tail event. Every activity has head event and tail event. Normally we are using a circle for the right. For the circle, we are using a circle to denote the activity starting point and also ending point. Starting point and ending point. Okay. This is a head event. This is called event. This is called tail event. Head and tail. Head event and tail event. So every activity starts with a circle. Then we denote the activity A. Then end with the circle. Right. So this is the tradition we are using to draw the activities, the network diagrams. Right. So now you know that project is starting with the definite starting time and finishing time. Even a very simple activity of the project also definite starting time and ending time. This is a starting event. This first circle is starting event. This is ending. That's why it's event tails, head event, tail event. This is head event. This is tail event for the activity. So if you look at this activity A, denoted by this arrow mark, there is a head event, there is a tail event, right? That will normally we are using by using a circle, right? So there are many activities, right? Some activities we have to wait to complete some other activities. After that only we can start. Some activities we can straightly start without there is no any pre-activities. Some activities as pre-activities are there. Pre-activities means some activities after completing only, then next activity we can start. Say for example, after A completion only we can start. A is preceding activities, pre-activities, right? But if you take A can start immediately from an event. There is no any pre-activity for A, right? There is no any pre-activity for A can directly start, right? But some activities may depend on other activities has to complete it. So in realistically, you can see. So if you want to build a shopping complex, right? If you want to do plastering work, right, or plumbing work, electricity work, certain construction part has to be complete. Until such time we cannot start it. So those are depending on other activities, right? So therefore, in the projects, we can find the activities, right? Activities. Now you see that now I am copy and show this table to you, right? Now you can see this one. Also, pre-activity or preceding activities are there. The pre-activity or preceding activities. Can you see that this table, students? Can you this two-column table?
Yes, sir.
Students, yes, we have to reply. Somebody has to reply. Otherwise, we will face big trouble. Right? Now you see the activities. How many activities are here in this table?
7 activities.
7.
Sorry? 1,
7.
2, 3, 4, 6, 7 activities are there. Right. Okay. So you know activity has a definite starting and ending. Right? To denote activity, we are using arrow mark. You know that. So how many activities as preceding activities? Preceding activities or pre-activities for the how many activities pre-activities are there? How many activities the pre-activities or preceding activities are there?
5 activities.
Sorry?
5, sir.
How many?
5.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, only 4 activities, preceding activities are there. You see preceding activity column A, there is nothing, dash. B also dash. C also dash. Okay, that means there is no preceding activities. But if you want to start D, what are the preceding activities?
A and B.
A and B.
That means after completing activity A and B only, we can start activity D. Similar way, to start activity E, also we have to complete activity A and B. So for B, A and B are preceding activities. For E, A and B are also preceding activities. For F, what are the activities are preceding?
C, D, and E.
Sorry?
C, D, and E.
C, D, and E. Very good. For the G,
Same.
C, D, and E. So that's also that. So now you can understand carefully these two columns. It's a very important. What are the activities are there? 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 activities are there. A, B, C are no preceding activities. That means we can start like this. The project has definite starting time. So this is 1. So this may be A, this may be B, this may be C. A, B, C, no preceding activities. Right? So all should have definite end. Right? Carefully observe. Right? Definite end. So can you see this one? Activity A. So I'm going to give this as A, activity A. This is activity A. This is activity B. Okay. This is activity C. Now you see that 3 activities are there. I have put it in a graph of the diagrams. So activity A, B, C, right? Activity A, B, C. These are preceding activities. There is no preceding activities. Just all are starting from one origin, right? To denote activity A, I have used this arrow. Definite starting, tail event, and head event is there. For that B also the same starting, because the projects are starting time and finishing times are one. One starting time, one finishing time, right? So therefore, starting and finishing are only one circle. So I have denoted this A, B, C. These are the isomorphic activities. So if I want to draw B, A and B has to finish, right? A and B has to finish. After finishing A and B only, we can start activity, um, right? Activity D. So how I am going to start it? You see how I am carefully observe. I want to put some arrow mark connecting this, but you see that in arrow mark you can see something called the dotted line is there. You see that there is no this dotted line we are using to denote a dummy activity. Yes, the dotted line we are using to denote the dummy activities. It's called dummy activity. Yeah? It's called dummy activity, right? DUMMY, dummy activity. So because why I cannot join A and B by bending the line. So instead of that, I am using a dummy line. From that, I am drawing D. This is about D. So I put here that is about activity D. Okay. This is about activity D. If you have any doubt, you can ask immediately. Huh? So now you see, after completing A and B, I cannot join A and B in a one point. That is wrong. By bending a line, say for example, right? I cannot go like this. That is a wrong. Right? I cannot go like this. This is A. This is B. This is B. We cannot join it here like this. It's a wrong practice. So therefore, I have to use a dummy, like to connect A and B. So from this point, you see A is connection also there, B also there. From A and B, D is coming. So that means after completing activity A and B, D is started and finished. And also they will see after completing activity A and B only, D also started. So therefore now I am using another arrow mark to denote E also. This is about E, activity E. Okay, this is activity E. Right, this is activity E. So now you see that what is the table reflect only I am drawing about it. A, B, C, there is no preceding activities. So therefore A, B started. From A and B, B is coming. From A and B, E also coming. Now you see that C, D, E, C, D, E, we have to start the G. And also C, D, E, that means after completing activity C, right? After completing C, E, C, D, E, G also started. So now what I can do that, I can do simple magic here. You can see that I put this, extend this straight line. This is about C. I put small dummy here. From here, that is in a black color. Right? So this dummy here. You see, I'm using different color to denote the dummy actually. Yeah, right. So now you see at this point, D, C, E are connected. So from that, F is coming. Activity F is coming. So I'll put here activity F. Right? This is about activity F. Right? It's about activity F. Now you see that I have completed that also. Then G also saying that start from C, D, E. Then I can use other arrow mark easily to denote G. Now I put this as a G. Okay. So the G also have four. Now you see that I have completed, but there is a small dummy we have to use it because this and this has to finish it in one point, right? This and this has to finish it in one point. Therefore, I'm using another dummy because they cannot hang in the activity. Activities cannot be hanged without end. So therefore, I'm using another dummy activity in a black color by dotted line, right? Because this F is going like this, E is also going like, but there should be an end. So all has to come to one end because you see the project is starting time is finishing time is 1, starting time also 1. You see in these diagrams, all these things starting with the 1, finishing with 1. Then in between there are activities. How many activities are there? A, B, C, D, E, F, E. All activities are there. Now you see that I have constructed these activities, 7 activities by using 7 activities and using other set of preceding activities. Now I have constructed the network diagram for this table, for the information given in this table. Now I have constructed the network diagrams. So in this network diagram, you see that all these arrow marks are forward moving. There is no any backward moving. All arrow marks, it may be dummy or it may be a activity denoting activities, all are forward moving. Where A is going, B is going, C is going from A, B, C, D, and E are coming. That is also the starting time, ending time. That's all are forward movement. There is no any backward movements, right? There's no any backward directions. All are forward moving. All the connections, dependency. Like you see, this is show that all the dependency, the sequence, parallel, everything has to be connected properly. You see activity A, B, C, those are, there is no any preceding activities or pre-activity. So therefore starting with the one circle, that is about tail event, right? All are starting from one point. Why I have to use the dummy here? Normally I cannot connect it like this, bended line. So therefore, to denote it, right, recently I am using a dummy. So in this point, this circle, that means A and B are connecting at this point, then D is coming. That's about this one, right? And again, A and B, E also coming, right? A and B, E also coming. And again, C, D, E, C, D, E, F also coming. C, D, E, F also coming. C, D, E, G also coming, right? You can see carefully from C, D, E, G also coming. Again, I am using the third dummy here because basically these activities has to finish. They cannot, one thing can go this direction, other things can go this way, cannot happen like that. Definite starting time and definite finishing time. We cannot bend the activities. We cannot do any parallel lining. Parallel lining means like this, or even straight line, we cannot do parallelly like this. And you see, this is a parallel lines. Two parallel lines are there. In this way also we cannot go. In this way also we cannot. That is wrong practice. Right? You see that this way also we cannot go. Bending also not possible. All are straight lines to denote activities. Now you see all 7 activities are properly arranged and ordered and draw. Finally, we can get the entire set of activities in a one diagram that is called network diagram. Okay, you see 3 places I have used dummy activities, only necessary time, right? Otherwise, so if otherwise I have to bend A like this, it is cannot happen, right? So instead of that, I put simply a dummy and connect it. So I cannot bend it, right? Here also you see I cannot bend it here. Activity D, I cannot bend it like here. So therefore, I cannot bend it like this. Right? So therefore, you see that for any circumstance, we cannot use these bending lines. So instead of that, so rather than using this, you see that I have put it decently a dummy activities to connect D with this point. D with this point. Okay, we cannot bend it. So put the dummy. It's necessary needed. Only necessary time, only we can use this dummy activities. Right? Only we cannot bend the line, all are straight line, all are forward movings. There is no any backward movings. Backward moving means there is no any arrow like this. You see that? If it is some arrow like this, that is a backward moving. There is no backward movements. All are forward movings, right? You see that. And also here also you see observe that all has to end in a one point. All has to end in a one point. So then I can draw this way, right? Or other way around, I can draw like this also. Right? I put like this. Okay. I make this arrow is a small one. I can draw dummy like this from here to there. This is also correct. This is also correct. Okay. This is also correct. Then that way or this way, it should be straight line and forward moving. There is no any backward moving. Right? You see, this is also correct because F and G are cannot hanging. Right? So if it is that, if there is no arrow like this, what happens? There is a two end. It cannot happen. So if it is that, this is only one end. This is the end. Oh, other way around. If I put it like this is the end. Right? This is the end. So anyway, you can draw it, no problem. Right? But I cannot bend it and connect it. Right? I cannot bend it and connect it with this G and A like bending and connect it. Can't. So that is not a good practice. That is a wrong also. Not only for good practice, that is also wrong. So therefore, now you may understood little bit about, right? What is these activities? What are the sequence, right? How we have to do it about it, where we have to use dummy, right? What is the meaning of activities? What is this get event and tail events? What is the activities are how it's order it and name it, right? How it is arranged systematically. What is the definite starting point? What is the definite ending point? Everything you have at least understand little bit. Okay? Right. Now is your time. If you want to ask any questions, you can ask now.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can we add one circle to C arrow?
When you seeing that C arrow, put it, stop it here. C separately, and you want to add another arrow. Circle it here, and again put a dummy here. Is that you asking?
Yes, sir.
That is not necessary, no. Then if you put it here again a dummy, that is unnecessary because dummy, there is a condition where we have to use it. The dummy is where we have to use it. Dummy, that is a procedure rest of the traditions are there. We cannot do dummy like as you. This is what you are expecting, no? Students, this is what you are expecting now. And students, if you are asking doubt, you have to talk. This is what you are expecting, student?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is wrong. Because why? This is unnecessary dummy. Because here there are possibility without violating the rule, we can join this here. What is the wrong here? If there are chances to, as far as possible, we have to reduce the dummy. Dummy we can use only necessary conditions. Here definitely dummy is needed, right? Here definitely. Here also definitely dummy is needed. We cannot bend it and connect it here. Here also we cannot bend it and connect it. Dummy we can use only where the necessary conditions should be there. Other than that, we cannot use dummy in ad hoc manner. Wherever you like, you can use dummy or not. That is wrong. So if possible, we have to do it directly. Connecting is better. Now you see that the direct line is connected. See is possible. If you are using dummy like this is unnecessary. If you are putting like dummy like this is unnecessary. So with no need for that. So therefore, we have to use dummy only where it is necessary. Where it is necessary. Okay, right. Any other doubts? Always you have to put this name of the activities above the line. You see all the places I use name of the activities above the line. A above the line, B also above the line, C also above the line, because below the line something will come later. So therefore we have to use proper traditions or the methodology to draw these diagrams. If it is failed to draw properly, then that is wrong. Okay, this is definitely come for your final exams. Drawing a network diagram is important things. Right, any other doubts? Okay, good. Any other doubts? Please ask your doubts. Because I'm going to move the next steps. If you have doubts, that is not good for you. Then you have get more difficulties in understanding other part of these sections. Okay, what else? Students, you have to, while you are joining, you have to join with your registration number properly. We are not considering for the attendance for the index number. Sajitans, so please 077. Some are without numbers. What happened? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Hello, students. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any doubts? Hello, students.
No, sir.
No. Everything is clear, no? Okay, now I am going to do a small work, right? So, can you identify how many parts are there in this diagram? Okay. Please identify the path, right? 1, 2, 3, like that. How many paths are there from starting event and ending event? Huh? Hello.
is
How many paths are there in this diagram? Hello?
7 path?
7.
7, sir.
11.
7, sir.
7. Okay. 7. Now we'll see there what are the paths are there. 7 paths. Okay. The P1, I put P1, path 1. Path 1. Okay. Path 1, A, dummy, A, dummy, D, dummy, F, F, and again last dummy. Okay, this is path 1. Right? A, this one, A, dummy, D, dummy, F, connect to dummy. Right? Then path 2, P2, I put P2 to denote path 2. That is A, dummy, I copy that. I will change it carefully. Observe. A, dummy, then E, E, then F, right? A, dummy, E, F, dummy, right? Then third part, part 3, right? A, dummy, E, G. Okay? A, dummy, E, and G. Then we start from B. Part 4, P4, B, D, B, D, dummy, okay? F, right? F, dummy. B, D, B, D, dummy, F, dummy, right? Then again, part 5, part 5, B, E, G, B path 4, B, D, dummy, F, G. Then E, D, dummy, G. Okay. B, D, dummy, G. B, D, dummy, F, G. B, D, dummy, G. Right? If I'm missing any part, you have to tell now, right? So B, D, what? Then part 6, P6, right? P6, D, E, D, E, F dummy. Part 6, okay, B, D, F dummy, B, D, B, D, part 5, B, D, dummy, part 5, B, D, F dummy, part 6, 7, B, E, G, right? Part 8, C, F dummy, C, F dummy, then part 9, C, and G. So how many parts are there now?
Sir,
Yes.
A, dummy, D, dummy, G.
E,
A, dummy, D, dummy, G.
D, dummy, D, dummy.
G.
Oh, that is missing. Okay, very good. A, dummy, D, dummy, G. Okay. A, dummy, D, dummy. So we can make it as a 2, huh? Part 2, because that order is main importance, huh? Thank you very much. A, dummy, D, dummy, G. Is it okay now? Check.
Okay, sir.
This is 3. What is your number?
MS-29.
Seven, 8, 9, 10. You are from Batiklo?
Yes, sir.
Right. Any missing path? If I fail to identify, you can tell. Right. That is your role, but you have to tell about it. Right. Any other path if I'm missing? You can tell. Right. You see now how many paths are there? 10 paths. So far we have identified 10 paths are there. Altogether, from starting point to end, there are 10 ways we can, from starting point to end point, we can come 10 ways. First one, A, dummy, B, dummy, F, dummy. Then second one, A, dummy, B, dummy, G. Right? Then third one, A, dummy, E, F, dummy. A, dummy, E, G. Then starting from B. Right? Starting from B. So you see these are starting from B. I change the color, right? 5, 6, 7, 8 are from starting from B, right? B, D, dummy, F, dummy. B, D, dummy, G. Then P7, B, E, F, dummy. Part 8, B, E, F, dummy. Sorry, part 8, B, E, G. There's no any dummy, right? Then C starting with the two parts, C, F, dummy, C, G. Okay. So now you see that this all the forwards movements is we can easily identify the paths, right? And also dummy is also helping to easily reach the path, right? Okay. Now you see all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 paths are there. Okay. Right. Any doubts? So how many paths are there altogether?
10 paths.
10.
10 paths. Is some activities as preceding activities. Now you can see that now I am going to give a task to you. Right? You see that in this table, I am going to add some normal duration. Term called, students, can you see that?
No, sir.
See the screen?
No, sir.
Normal duration. right? Normal duration in days, right? Normal duration in days, right? In days mean number of days, huh? Observe, normal duration days. Say to complete activity A, right? To complete activity A, assume that 4 days, B 7 days, C 6 days, D 5 days, 5, then 7, then 6, then 5. Okay. So I told to complete the activities, we need a time, right? So it put the normal time means in the normal circumstance how many days it will take, right? That is a duration. Duration maybe in duration maybe in weeks, month, hours, right? Various units make examiners may use to test you, right? But in this examples, normal duration in days. So that means normal duration means to complete the activity A, the required number of days are 4. To complete activity C, we need 6 days. Can you see this figure, students? Hello, students. Can you see this one? Now I have added with the other column.
Yes, sir.
Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, one is enough. Okay, to complete activity D, we need 5 days. Activity E, we need 7 days. Activity F, we need 6 days. Activity G, we need 5 days. Right? Yes. Right. Now, so I have to complete activity E, 7 days are required. F, 6 days, and G also 5 days. So now how many days needed to complete this project? Please tell me that how many days needed to complete this project? Anybody? Hello students, can you see? Can you tell me that how many? So each and every activities the durations are given. All 7 activities individually, I have given the tentative duration for the normal time. The normal circumstance, how many days required to complete it, right? So now you have to tell me that how many days needed to complete this project. Quickly.
40.
Few minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 40 days. Very 40 days. 40 means 40. 14 or 40.
40, sir.
Students, what is your number? MS
96, sir.
is 96. Okay. Any other different answers? Anybody? Anybody having a different answers apart from 40? from 40 quickly. Students, please. Form 15 also 40. Form 79 also 40. Form 15, 11 days. Very good. Form 15, 11 days. Okay. MS 79, 40 days. I know how you are calculating all these things. Form 60 says 23 days. Form 49 says 7 days. Form 49. Form 49. 7 days. MS 16, 40 days. MS 44, 19 days. Okay. Now we will see, yeah. Right. So how many days are required to complete activity A? A, how many days? A, how many days, students?
4
days.
4 days.
4 days. Okay. Can you see I have put 4 days under A?
Yes, sir.
Right. B, how many days?
7
7 days. B, 7 days. Okay. Check carefully whether I am putting correct time. Huh? C, how many days?
6 days.
6 days.
6 days. Right. Very good. D, how many days?
5 days.
D, 5 days. Okay. D, 5 days. Okay, good. E, how many days?
7 days.
7 days. A, B, C, D, F. F, how many days?
6
6.
Sorry?
6 days.
6 days. Okay. Then last one, G, how many days?
5 days.
5 days only, no? Sure. Now can you see how many days required to complete the projects? So now can you see how many days required to complete the projects? Now this is 0. Okay. 0 time. So if you come this way, how many days?
4 days.
4 days. Required 4 days, huh? So here dummy nothing. There is no Dummy means there is no time or cost, huh? Nothing. You don't need to worry about it. Then if you come this B, how many days?
7 days.
7 days. At this point, which one do you have to consider? 7 days or 4 days? Let's please understand these important things. At this point, whether you will consider 4 days or 7 days. Consider about these 3 circles. If you are coming this way, 4 days. If you are going this way, 7 days. Which one you will consider, 7 or 4?
4.
7.
Because why? 7 is the longest day, right? So if you consider 4, we cannot complete the activity B because that requires 7 days. Within 7, 4 included. Okay? Within 7, 4 also included. So if you consider 4, we cannot include the 7. So therefore, while we are moving, right? So therefore, at this point, we have to consider not 4, we have to consider. If I consider 4 here, this activity B activity. So therefore, while moving, the largest part or largest or longest time. Okay, right. Now 7. 7 plus 5, how much?
12.
7 plus 5, 11. No?
12, sir.
Huh? Because time is 12 days. Okay. Right, 12 days. Huh? But if you look at here, 7 plus 7, how much?
14, sir.
14.
Which one you will consider, 14 or 12?
14.
40.
14. You have understood that. You will consider 14 because why? Right, you have to consider 14. Right? That is the longest one. 7 plus 5, 12. But if you come here, 12. But 7 plus 7, 14. So we have to consider about this 14. Then if you come this way, 6. That also we don't see from part C, the 6. We don't need to consider about it. Then 14 plus 6, how much?
20.
So 20. 20. Okay. Right, it's a 20. Yeah. Right. $20. So now 14 plus 5, how much?
19.
So whether you will consider 19 or 20.
20.
20.
20, sir.
So the project's completion time, how many days?
20 days.
Hmm?
20 days.
How many days now?
Days.
20 days.
20 days. Now you have understood how to put the time in the network diagrams and also how there is no time on those. Right. Sorry. Okay, students. Who has anybody giving a correct answer? No. Nobody is giving a correct answer. Right. Okay. Okay. Don't worry about it now. It's so the project duration is 20 days. In the normal duration. So if the activities durations are like this, 4, 1, 6, 5, 7, 8, 6, 20 days. Okay. Out of these, how many paths you have identified? How many paths? Students, how many paths you have identified?
10, sir.
Sorry, 10, no? Out of this 10 paths, which is most important part? Out of this 10 paths, which is the most important part? Out of 10 paths, which is more important one path is very, very important. What is that? Which path is more important?
Part 7.
Which path is more important?
Part 7.
Right? Path 7 is important. Why? Hello, students, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Path 7 is important. right? You know about part 7 is important. So we can give a name for this part, right? What is the name we can give for this part? This part, name of this path is critical path.
Excuse me,
Okay.
sir. Screen
Of
is
this
not
path is
visible,
critical.
sir.
Sorry,
Excuse me,
Screen
sir.
screen is not
Screen
visible.
is not visible.
Okay, now
Okay, sir.
it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Right, students. Now you see this. This you know that path number 7 is very important. Okay, you will agree that, right? Path 7 is very important, but we don't know why is that, no? But we know that is important, but we don't know why is that. The reason for that. So, but we can give a path, the path 7. That means D, E, F dummy is that. D, E, F dummy is that. We can give a name for that path. That path name is critical path. How many activities are that path? How many activities are there in that path? How many activities are there in that path?
3, sir.
3 activities. Okay, very good. What are those? What are these activities?
B, E, and F.
B, E, and F. Okay, the dummy also there. We don't need to worry about dummy. B, E, and F. Right? These are the critical activities. The activities belongs to critical path is called as critical activities. Right? So in this diagram, the critical activities are B, E, F. Right? Critical path is path 7. Right? The name of the path is D, E, F, dummy path. D, E, F, dummy path, right? So why this path is important? Because the entire project duration is decided by that path. From starting to end, the total duration of the project is going to be decided. Oh my, that right? All other paths are coming under, right? All other paths are coming under that. This is a leading point. This is the project determining part. Right? This take this. So considering all this is part. That's why we call associated with the part is called critical activities. So our and these are very important lectures, right? If you are missing, that is missing. The how many activities out of these 7 activities of this project, how many activities activities are critical activities? Students, out of all these 7 activities, how many activities are critical activities?
3, sir.
Three,
Huh?
sir. Three.
How many?
Three, sir.
3,
3
sir.
activities. How many activities are non? How many activities are non-critical activities?
4, sir.
Four, sir.
How many activities are non-critical activities?
Four,
4
sir.
activities. So this project consists of, okay, this, thank you. This project consists of 7 activities, total 7 activities, totally 7 activities. Out of these activities, 3 activities are critical activities. They are B, E, and F. Other activities are non-critical activities or not critical activities. These activities are A, B, C, and G. What is the total duration of this project?
20, sir.
20. Why
20 days.
these critical activities is important? If there are any delays in critical activities, what will happen to the project durations? If there are any delays happen in this critical activity, it will happen to the project completions. If there are any delays in these critical activities, what will happen to the project durations, completion durations? Okay, other way around, I am asking, if there are 2 days delay in activity F, what will happen to the project completion time? Assume that there are 2 days delay in activity F. What will happen to the project durations, completions time?
Increasing.
Sorry,
Increase.
increase by 2 days, because these days delays in activity, right? So the project we cannot complete 20 days. It will take increase by 2 days and 22 days. So that's why this path is so important, very important, right? Why this path is important? The critical path is very important because if there are any delays in these critical activities, that will affect overall project durations, right? That will affect overall project durations. If there are delays, that will affect. If there are quickly complete that. If there are no delays, then if you serve any activities, then project duration become reduced. So the critical path and the activities are very, very important in the project. That is the key determinants of the project durations, right? These activities, and based on that, we will decide how many days required to complete the projects. The critical activities are relating to that path. So therefore, it's called as critical path, right? If there are any delays in critical path, the project duration will be delayed, right? If there are any advances in the project critical path, the project duration will be reduced, right? If there are delays in any activities of the critical path, that will affect project completion time. Okay. Any doubts so far? Any doubts? Students, do you have any doubts? Students, do you have any doubts?
No, sir.
Right. Now, when you come tomorrow, my time is 10:30 according to the timetables. Okay, tomorrow 10:30 I will conduct my class. So while you are coming to the next class or tomorrow class, you have to look into that. The duration for the part 1, how many days? Part 2, how many days? Part 3, how many days? Part 4, how many days? Part 5, how many days? Part 6 also you have to find how many days. But part 7, how many days? Part 7, how many days?
20 days.
20 days. Okay. Part 7, we have already calculated 20 days. Right. So part 7 is okay. That is a critical part. Part 8, how many days? Part 9, how many days? And part 10, how many days? Right. So therefore, while you are coming to next class tomorrow 10:30, you have to check that carefully. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me that we have to look at the things. Okay, we will meet tomorrow 10:30. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.